Hi, I'm Barbara Spalding with Homeroom at Home, and today we're taking a look at a series from Artventure. This series I had purchased recently on Zillow.com at a discount, so I encourage you to take a look at that website and always just keep your eye out for some resources at a bargain. So let's take a look at this book. There's 6 books in all. The first one is Telling Tales, Stories in Art, and this is by Virginia Chandler. I particularly enjoy this book because I really feel that it is the heart of what we're looking at. Just trying to get a better idea and an insider's glance at the stories behind those famous pieces of work. What was the artist trying to depict to us? We take a crack open here. You'll see that there are beautifully pictured pieces with lots of narrative and the explanations behind those pieces. The next one in the series here is Sculpture, 3 Dimensions in Art. And I really appreciated this book because so often we think of the Van Goghs and we think of Monet, but we don't necessarily think of the three-dimensional art that there is. And this really gives me the opportunity to expose your kids to some of the famous pieces of three-dimensional artwork. Again, you're going to have beautifully depicted pieces with the narratives here. What's really nice about this book is it's going to showcase everything from stone and wax, even wood. There's a piece on bronze. Just all kinds of mediums that are used here. There are a couple pieces that really pull in different elements. Just gorgeous pieces of work, and just the detail behind how that was pulled together. What was the inspiration? This is a great resource to have. The next one in the series is Action, Movement in Art. When I got this set and I read through them, this is one that really stood out to me because so often I'll look at a piece and I'll just kind of see it for the landscape that it is, or something else will just kind of draw my attention. But now, having read this, I have a better appreciation for the movement in art and the techniques that are used in order to create those movements. So this is just a really interesting, eye-opening kind of book for me anyway. It's also going to be in the same fashion, so you're going to have lots of pictures with the narratives, explanations, and things here. Of course, telling you, about the artist and the date, and all those kind of things as well. So this is just a really interesting way, unique way of looking at art, in my opinion anyway. The next one here is Families. This is Relationships in Art, and I particularly enjoy this piece by Ruth Thompson because it reminds me of a local museum. That's Winifred Museum here in Wilmington, Delaware. And the reason that I say that is because one of the tours that they offer takes you through some of this kind of artwork with the families, and they're showcasing whether it's the texture or the colors, the fabric that was used in these paintings, kind of a glimpse into that period of time. And so that's what this cover reminds me of. Now, of course, this book here is going to showcase a whole variety of families and time periods. Everything from Mary and Jesus to, a full family. Really drawing your eye to details such as lighting and mood, and what a particular family might be celebrating or mourning. Just a wonderful resource in terms of looking at artwork and having appreciation for family relationships in those. I would encourage anybody in the Wilmington area or visiting to check out that museum. It's called Winifred, and again, it's in Wilmington, Delaware. The next book in the series is Sense of Place. This is on landscapes. And again, it's going to be in basically the same kind of format, just depicting different landscapes, drawing your eye to different techniques, whether it's the sky and fluffy white clouds, or whether it's really zeroing in on grasslands, which is what we're kind of looking at here. There was one particular piece in here was a war scene, and just the way that they had depicted all of the soldiers there, and then the beautiful skies as well. It was just a beautiful piece in here. Again, the explanations, tidbit information to kind of draw your attention to the different pieces here. Another wonderful resource. This is Sense of Place Landscapes. And lastly, we have the Self-Portraits. It says, "Look at me, Self-Portraits." This is also by Ruth Thompson. And this is just a very interesting book um, in how many artists cleverly and beautifully depicted themselves. And there's just so much variety here in terms of how artists saw themselves and how they wanted to, portray themselves. So this is just a really interesting read, and I think it's a great book for any audience, really. The other really nice feature about this series, all of these books have a feature in the back of the books um, that really give you a snapshot about each of the artists, um, about the artist page here, or 2 pages, just kind of depending. And it gives you a little bit of information about who the artists were, the time period, the pieces that are showcased in the book. So it's just a really nice reference for you as well. This is just a fantastic little find, and I really encourage you to take a look at it. Again, there are 6 books in this series. It's by Artventure, and I hope that this has been inspiring for you, and that you enjoy it as much as I have. Thank you so much for joining me, and do check back every so often for additional information and updates.